Well, I wasn't ever planning on doing YouTube, but here I am. Because this video is completely insane. Like, you cannot describe it, so you're gonna watch it with me. And you will cringe at least 400 times in this video. So, enjoy!
The rumors are true. What they've been saying about me. I have to come clean. I, Lacey Green, am a feminist.
No shit.
What? You're a lesbian now? Man-hater? Hairy armpits? It ain't so. It's gonna be okay. Those are just stereotypes.
You know, it's not actually a stereotype if a majority of a population is like that.
I think that feminism is both kick-ass and super important, and here are a few of my reasons why. I'm a feminist because girls are taught in public school that once she has sex, she'll lose a part of herself. Because women who have a lot of sex are sluts while guys are studs.
Actually, 37 of the 50 states teach abstinence only, which means that pretty much you shouldn't have sex ever before marriage. So no, you're not taught in public schools that sex is going to be painful and that women are sluts.
Amanda Todd, Felicia Garcia, Charisse Morales, because of the sexism that drove them to end their life.
Yeah, Amanda Todd showed signs of a mental illness, and Felicia Garcia also was an orphan and showed signs of depression before she was bullied by the freaking football players. So I don't think it was just sexism that drove them to kill themselves.
I'm a feminist because I was told the first time I had sex would be painful and bloody. I was terrified.
What, did you not want to be told that? I mean, if you weren't told that this first time you got penetrated, you'd start bleeding. What is wrong with telling you about that? That's like saying, oh yeah, if you jump under a train, you'll die. It's like me ranting that no one told me that you can die if you put yourself in harm's way. That doesn't even make... Why? Who even cares? That has nothing to do with feminism.
Because 1 in 4 young women is assaulted and society still asks, what was she wearing?
I love how all of these feminists act like society is just one entity, in that they can speak for all of society. All of 7 billion people are like, what was she wearing when people get raped? Actually, when women get raped, people are legitimately concerned. Unlike when men get raped, they just laugh.
Because male victims of rape aren't believed since guys want sex all the time anyway, right? Because of catcalling and street harassment. Because no, it is not a f***ing compliment. I'm a feminist because my first boyfriend sexually assaulted me. And when I went to my friends for help, they called me a slut.
That stuff is because of sexism. All of that stuff is because you have a horrible choice in friends.
Because when I speak at universities about the absolute necessity of consent, there are people in the audience who laugh.
Yeah, they laugh because you're the same person who says society has double standards against women and that men like getting raped. Yeah, that's why they laugh. Because you're a complete hypocrite.
Because boobs are used to sell everything from burgers to soap.
Women are the ones who are modeling for those commercials in the first place. If you're complaining about how that's all sexist and how women who are modeling for commercials are being sexist towards women, that doesn't even make sense. That's everyone's main point. Feminists hate women. They do.
But don't you dare breastfeed out in the open.
People advertise, which is legal. But don't you dare do something that's illegal, like public nudity.
Because this shocks and terrifies people. I'm not even kidding. You should see some of the looks that I get.
What does the fact that you have a jungle growing under your arms have anything to do with feminism? Also, you should expect looks if you're like, I'm gonna stand for women's rights, which is gonna somehow relate to not shaving my arms.
I'm a feminist because of how much pressure we put on girls to value their appearance above everything else. Because of labiaplasties, boob jobs, hymenoplasties. Because our culture considers it normal to cut off part of an infant's penis. I'm a feminist because male orgasm in the movies is rated PG-13, while female orgasm is rated R.
It really doesn't even matter. It's not like you're not old enough to see an R-rated movie. Or, is she saying that she's, not allowed? Is she mad that she isn't allowed to watch R-rated movies? Is she under 18? Is she, 4? She talks like she's 4.
I'm a feminist because in 2013 there were over 700 bills proposed to regulate a woman's body. And for men, the rightful number, 0. I'm a feminist because the political body making decisions about my body is over 80% male.
Oh my gosh, most of the world's leaders are male. I wonder who elects the world leaders that makes them male. Oh wait, that's me. Maybe I could just elect a woman next time. After all, women are 50% of the population, so if I'm mad about men being in government, how about I just elect women? Wow, I didn't think of that.
Wow. Because men occupy the top rungs of not just politics, but every industry in the world. I'm a feminist because jobs! Women only hold 1 in 4 STEM jobs. We own 6% of TV stations, 5% of executive positions in the media.
Hey, you're mad that women don't own as many things as men. You know what you should do? Buy the men's business. Maybe you should create your own business. Create your own radio station. Why do you care that men own radio stations? Just make your own radio station and only hire women. Just do that if you're actually that mad.
Because when I was younger and I took on a leadership role, all the adults in my life said, "You're being bossy."
I wonder if she ever actually took the time to consider the fact that she may have actually started being bossy. Also, it was in a different time. She's talking about her grandpa and how her grandpa says that she was being bossy. Well, her grandpa was born probably in the 1800s, and that was when sexism was still around, and when feminism was actually needed.
And let's not forget that sneaky little pay gap. By the time the average woman reaches 60 years old, she will have made $450,000 less than a man in the same exact position. That's like a fancy-ass house, a truckload of chocolate bars, or 10.
Why don't feminists take the time to consider the fact that maybe different genders prefer different jobs? Maybe men choose jobs with higher pay because they naturally want jobs that are different from women. Maybe more men are astronauts and more women are waitresses. Wouldn't that tip the scales a little bit? They're not doing this for the same job. They're doing this for every job that every woman or every man has. So, and there's not the same amount of gender in each job. It's not completely equal. So, of course, it's not going to be completely the same.
And hell, I'm not even surprised by it. At my first job, I learned that my less qualified male coworker was making almost twice as much as me.
Maybe the reason he was making more money than you wasn't the fact that he was male. Maybe he knew the boss somehow. Maybe they were related. Maybe he got special, favors. Maybe he was, I don't know, maybe the boss liked him more. Not just because he's a guy.
I'm a feminist because the media told me that women are my competition, destroying my friendships with them for almost 20 years.
We're talking about the media here, not humans. Remember, these are the same people who thought sexist air conditioning was a thing. Sexist air conditioning. We're not talking about humans. Who cares about the media anyway?
It's because gender roles! Because of that one-size-fits-all binary that shoves us into boxes and erases who we are.
Not like we're forced to act like that. It's not like we're genetically designed to be weak or not. We can actually act the way we want to. We're in America. Freedom of speech and all that. So, you know what? That's not even a point. Just because the stereotype is that women cry more than men doesn't mean that it's actually true.
I'm a feminist because in 10th grade, someone called my best friend a pussy and it tore him up for weeks. And I realized the worst insult was to be compared to a woman. Because boys are shamed for being emotionally open, because that's a girl thing. And womanhood is weak. Never mind the fact that it was most likely a woman who pushed your body out of her vagina.
Most likely a woman? It had to be a woman, because that's how existence works. Wait, what else could... How is it most likely a woman?
I'm a feminist because my father never once did the laundry, made dinner, or cleaned the house. When I suggested he help, my grandpa told me I was out of my damn mind.
So your family are jackasses. What's your point?
Wow.
Is that how she tries to be edgy? Wow. 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 Do I sound edgy if I talk like this? Wow.
Out of my mind. Am I taking crazy pills? I'm a feminist because people still say that asexual, bisexual, and trans folk don't exist. I'm a feminist because same-sex marriage is a no-brainer. Because in 34 states, it's legal to discriminate against someone who's transgender. Really? I'm a feminist because representation, it matters! And LGBT folks, women, and particularly women of color, hardly ever have their stories told on screen.
Oh, she really has no idea what she's saying. When's the last time you've seen a news article about how a man was raped? Comment in the bottom. Because I haven't seen it, ever.
I'm a feminist because I believe that the world should be safe for girls, everywhere. Because half the girls in Yemen will become child brides. Because 65% of Brazilians believe that a woman who dresses in revealing clothes deserves to be raped. Because in Saudi Arabia, women still can't vote or drive. I'm a feminist because in every corner of the world, every day, women's bodies are used as a battleground in wars started by men. Raped, beaten, sold into slavery, mutilated, burned with acid.
All those things only happen to women. Men aren't physically able to be raped, mutilated, or be burned with acid. Pfft, what am I thinking? I'm so privileged and entitled. I've been living under a privileged rock my whole life. None of this that I'm saying even matters. I'm so privileged. And I can't be burned by acid, guys, so don't listen to me.
I'm a feminist because when I dare to get pissed off at injustice, I'm just another angry feminist who's on her period.
Or it's just because everything you're saying is completely false and nothing you say actually matters or has any significance whatsoever.
I'm a feminist because of the reality that there are people who would take these words more seriously
if they were coming out of my mouth.
Holy shit.
Most of all, I'm a feminist because I believe in gender equality.
You support gender equality. You are not a feminist. Notice the root word in feminist is feminine, which means woman-like. So, equality, woman-like. The true following of equality is an egalitarian, which is equal, which means you want equality.
My eyes are open. My mind is active. I know we're not there yet.
Well, this is my first time doing this, so of course it's not going to be very high quality and all. But I hope to, if I get good feedback, hopefully I'll strive to get better video, better audio, better everything. Just tell me what you thought, and don't worry, I'm not afraid of constructive criticism like feminists. So, feel free to criticize me all you want. But most of all, tell me what I did correctly. Thanks, anyone who actually watched this. Goodbye. Also, like, subscribe, all of that. Maybe this could grow into something. Bye.